Good evening. The Ontario government tabled its latest budget with billions of dollars in investments it says will protect Ontario workers in the face of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. Emily Taylor joins us live from Queen's Park to break it all down for us. Emily.
Matt, we've already heard about a number of items that were laid out in today's budget, like a freeze of the gas tax and elimination of fees on just part of the 407. But there were a few new items in there as well, namely some changes to the price of alcohol, as well as a bit of a clearer picture as to how much money the province is willing to spend to protect businesses against the tariffs.
The economy of tomorrow is at the door, and I'm here to tell you that our government is ready to answer that call.
Ontario Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy delivered the Ford government's latest budget today, titled A Plan to Protect Ontario, saying every spending decision was made with U.S. tariffs in mind. The government is rolling out $11 billion in supports for businesses and workers impacted by the tariffs, including $5 billion for the so-called Protect Ontario account. The government says it will provide financial relief to businesses that have already exhausted available funding elsewhere, but shared few details on how it will work.
That will help us support impacted businesses and our economy to weather the storm. But we are going to need the federal government to step up and do their part as well.
Though the opposition said they're looking for more supports for workers already laid off.
And for families wondering how they make ends meet this summer, for overworked healthcare or education workers, or for auto workers who are worried about their livelihoods, this budget delivers little hope and no reassurance.
This budget ignores the fact that people are going to be hurt by the tariff war, that we need a budget that actually invests in people.
And all of that spending in reaction to tariffs will take a toll on the deficit. The government is projecting a $6 billion deficit in the 2024-2025 fiscal year, and that's expected to jump to $14.6 billion next year. The government says they can now balance the budget by the 2027-2028 budget. Niagara will be getting some of that cash with two new programs to promote the province's wine industry. The Enhancing Ontario Grape and Wine Production Program will provide up to $35 million annually to eligible wineries over 5 years. The government says that money is expected to double the percentage of Ontario grapes in blended wine, leading to the purchase of thousands of additional tons of local grapes. The government will also provide $420 million over the next 5 years to support VQA wine producers.
Well, it's another measure to support Ontario-made.
Niagara Police will also be getting a new helicopter to help patrol the border. The budget also lays out a 10-year plan that includes $30 billion to support the construction of new highways, hospitals, and public transit. But spending on healthcare and education operations is minimal, something the opposition took issue with today.
Why the emphasis on putting money back into people's pocket to buy beer and alcohol, making it cheaper for them? That money needs to go into healthcare and education.
Crombie is referring to the government's plan to slash the price of beer, cider, and premixed cocktails at the LCBO by reducing how much the store can mark up the price for the products, even as the Crown Corporation is reporting a $300 million loss since convenience stores have been able to sell booze. The budget also gives $50 million over the next 3 years for the province to try and break down barriers to interprovincial trade. This is something the Ford government's already working on, with the Premier of Ontario and the Premier of Manitoba striking a deal just yesterday.